in the play-in for the state championship round robin. Starting up in 2 weeks. We'll be back a little bit closer to game time. This is Frank, the announcer, from between the blue lines. All right, we got about 15 seconds to go here in warm-ups. I got the speaker right above me, so hopefully you can make this out. But we are here tonight as your Hawks take on the Naperville Sabres for a chance to advance to the state round robin tournament. Winner of this advances on and continues their season. The loser will go home and pack their bags. This is Frank the announcer coming to you live from Darien Sportsplex, home of your Hawks. They're all huddled up in front of the nets. And I'm looking at the scoreboard and I see 17 minutes on the clock. So we are running state, national, USA hockey times on this one. Once again, sorry, I got the speaker right above me. Hopefully it comes in a little bit clearer once it turns off and we get into gameplay. Try to adjust some of my mics here. All right, we got Brownie, we got Brookie, we got Carmen up front. Or no, that's Jess, I'm sorry. Sabres winning in. Brookie gets pressed up against the wall. Back into the Sabres zone. Kicked out. Touched. Brookie carries it down. Tapped in front of the net. Brownie trying to gather that up. Ends up going to Brownie. Top of the circle. Back to Liv. Top of the point. Puts it down low. Kicked away. Smacked over to the far side wall. Shuffled back into the Hawk zone. Not going to have the distance. Icing's waved off. Up the near side wall. Through Brownie's legs. Brookie lets it go. Touched by the Sabres. Goes all the way back behind the net. And Jess is there to pick that one up. Lost the handle of it. Serves it up. Oh, Gia just missed that one. Just around Alexa into the center ice. Picked up by Liv. Liv gets it back behind Jess. Comes right back into the Hawk zone. Liv steps, gives it over to the far side. Liv picks up the puck. Puts it on net. Gia was following that one up, tried to get a shot off, gets tipped away. Got a defensive change here. Shot on net, tipped over to the near side. Sabres come up the wall. Not quite through center ice and dropped in a little bit too far. Yeah, nice and coming back to the Sabres zone. Maddie talking with Kendall. Maddie ties him up. Sabres push it up to the top of the slot. Carmen puts it down low. Shot there by Sizzle. Back behind the net for Kendall. Carmen blocks that one. Back into the far side corner. Back behind the net. Up the near side. Tipped away there by Kendall. Kendall grabs it because Carmen put some pressure on the puck. Shot on net. Goalie reaches down, covers it up. 14:55 here to go. It's going to be a long one tonight. Got Tater Dumpty at the dot along with Billy, Plus, Carmen, and Jocelyn. Brings it over towards Plus. Plus battling, gives it over to Carmen. Carmen feeds it over towards Joss. Joss, top of the slot, puts a shot in. Plus tries to rebound. Kick save over to the near side corner. Battling along the near half boards. Puts it back to the top of the slot. Grabbed up by the Sabres. They kick it out of the zone. Grabbed up by Joss. Joss feeds Philly. Philly crosses the blue line. Dusted it off around one. Walking it in. Puts it in the back of the net. Back behind the net. Dishes it off to Brookie. Brookie circling around Demi. Sabres on the rush. Put the shot. Block save there by Luch. Goes into the far side corner. Up along the wall. Jess with it. Drops it into the Sabres zone. In the far side corner, everybody's going for a line change. Up the far side wall. Grabbed up by Caden. Carries it down behind the net. Serves it up towards Mango. I think that was trying to go towards Alexa. Mango along the near side. Alexa grabs it. Puts it down low towards Caden. Gia pushing it back over to the near side. Mango chasing after it. Mango picks up the puck. Looking for somebody. Pass gets deflected. Alexa grabs it. Puts it down. Kicked up to the blue line. Olivia grabs it. Tips it off of the stick. Just out of Gia's reach and goes into the Hawk zone. Rocket of a pass over to Alexa. Grabs it off the near side wall. Gets it up towards Mango at the blue line. Pushed out into the Sabres area. Caden goes around one. Puts a shot off. Gets tipped. Grabs the rebound. Puts it on net. Takes a huge check from behind and pushed into the wall. Alexa picking the puck up. Back behind the net. Alexa with it still. Comes up top, drops it for Maddie. Maddie carries it down. Top of the circle, puts a shot, goes off to the near side of the net. Centering it up. Liv taps it up. Goalie catches it. Score is 1-0. 12-14 here to go. Maddie at the dot, winning it over towards Sizzle. Sizzle grabs the puck, goes down into the corner with it. Up towards Carmen. Carmen shovels it over towards Joss. Joss, top of the slot, shot down low, kicked over to the far side wall. Sabres go into center ice. Joss grabs it, sends it right on back. Puck gets cleared over to the near side. Carmen grabs it just inside the blue line, bounces it off the wall. Sabres grab it inside their face-off circle on the near side. Stolen there by Maddie. Maddie goes through the legs on net. Back behind the net. Up to the far side corner. Maddie pushes it over towards Kendall. Takes a shot just a bit wide. Back behind the net. Carmen shovels it up towards Josh. Josh takes the shot. Tipped all the way back up towards Josh. Gets the rebound. Tips it over towards Bus. Bus puts it down low. Tater with the shot goes behind the net. Philly kicks it back towards Carmen. Carmen gets the handle of it, puts a shot, gets tipped off a couple of sticks and goes back behind the net. Tater Dumpty walking it around the goal line up to the near side hash marks, drops it back down to Philly. Philly looking for somebody to pass to. Shot went in on net off of Tater. Top of the circle, Jocelyn's shot gets deflected and comes over to the near side hash marks. Back up to the blue line. Carmen grabs it, gives it back over to Joss at our blue line. Pass up to Philly a little bit off the mark and goes into the Sabre zone. Joss stops it. Picked up by Brownie. Brownie slicing and dicing, going through traffic. Puts a shot on net. Caught by the goalie. Stopping the clock at 10:31. Brownie at the back, along with Jess and Brooke. Jess trying to tip it away and finally gains control, trying to center it up. Tipped away by the Sabres. Sabres push it up to the near side wall. Back into center ice for Demi. Demi carries it back into the Hawk zone. Just missed Bricky on the pass. Goes off the far side wall, grabbed up by Greta at the blue line. Back over to Demi. Demi gets one over towards Brookie. Ends up catching it and dropping it for Brownie. Brownie down low, centering it up for Jess. Jess getting this on the board again. 3:02. Gia at the bat with Mango and Caden. Trying to push it around. Caden drops it for Mango, takes the shot. Get you on camera. Back in front of the net. Tipping it around. Caden trying to jam that one home. Goalie got a hold of it. And goalie stops the clock here at 9:45. Gia comes to the dot. Kicking it over towards Caden. Caden trying to get a handle of it. Ends up going over to the far side. Liv grabs it. Goes around into the corners, trying to center something up. Back behind the net, drops it for Mango. Mango trying to wrap it around. Ends up getting picked up by Caden. Caden walking it down the goal line, puts it on the far side post, and goalie's able to reach down and cover it up. 9:23 here to go. Got Maddie, Sizzle, and Kendall. Liv and Alexa and Big Lucha in net. Shot from Sizzle gets tipped and goes off the back wall. All the way over to the near side hash marks. Going to have Alexa drop down, pick that one up, carry it down along the far back wall. Wrap around. Maddie steps up, puts it down low again. Picked up by Tater. Tater shovels it up towards Maddie. Maddie comes up to the near side wall. Dusted it off around one, puts it down low, and in the back of the net. Gets us up 3-0 at the 8:54 mark. Tater Junty at the dot wins this one back. Ends up splitting Joss and Carmen off the wall and through center ice. Tater trying to chase after it. Picked up by Philly at center ice. Sends it off the near side boards. Picks it back up. Kicks it down low. Drops it for Bus. Tipped up through the circle. Tater puts her into the wall. Grabs the puck. Goes back behind the goal line. Bus battling out back there with her. Ends up coming out with the puck. Gives it over to Philly. Philly takes the shot. Deflected over by Tater. Ends up going over to the far side wall. Joss puts it down low. Goes over to the far side hash marks. Tater seals up the wall. Philly puts it down low in the near side corner for Bus. Carmen tapping it around. Sabres on the rush coming out. Get across center ice and across the blue line, dropping in down low. Josh grabs it, sends it over this direction towards Carmen. Carmen goes up the near side wall, grabbed up by the Sabres and put it right back behind Luch. Josh puts it up the far side wall. Battle along the far side hash marks for the puck. Got Brownie, Joss, and Jess. Comes back to Brownie. Brownie sends it back up towards the point. Tipped off. Rookie comes over to the near side, grabs the puck. Goes around Brownie. Goes in on net. Down to the goal line, back behind the net. Gets it over towards Jess. Jess takes a one-timer. Blockered over to the near side wall. Sabres dump this one up to the blue line, grabbed up by Brownie. Brownie's going to dump it in. Hawk's going to go for a line change. Good pressure there by Rookie. Sabres coming in, takes the shot, goes a little bit wide, but Luch sticks the glove out and catches that one. 6:52 here to go. Referee making them play it. Gia comes across the blue line, puts a shot just over the top of the net. In the far side corner, grabbed up by Mango. Mango hits Alexa coming in. in the back of the net. Funny highlight reels going out tonight. Got Gia coming to the dot. Mango, Caden. Mango tapped it. Alexa picks it up, gets it over to Liv. Liv serves it around over towards Alexa. Alexa up to Mango. Mango gets it over towards Gia. Gia crosses the blue line with it, puts a shot on net. Goalie is able to catch this one. Stopping the clock at 6:16. Gia at the dot with Mango. Gets it over to the near side. Alexa grabs it at the top of the circle. Puts it down low. Tipped by Mango. Back up to the point. Alexa's going to shovel it down low. Caden's going to chase after it. Get to it first. Drops it for Mango. Mango tips it in front. Liv puts it in the back of the net. Hits us up to 5 at 5:58. Got Maddie, Bus, and Sizzle pushed up to the blue line. Sabres kick it away. Grabbed up by Bus. Comes off of a skate and grabbed up by Sizzle. So Brownie. Brownie trying to center it up to Sizzle. Sizzle grabs it off a rebound from the Sabres. Back behind the net, up the near side wall. Just getting around Carmen, but Joss is going to come back and grab it. Goes back behind the net. Sends it off the boards. Sizzle's able to tap that one into center ice. Sabres pushing it back. Sabres come up the near side wall. Carmen stops him. Bus pushing it up towards Sizzle. Sizzle goes through the slot. Tipped away. Puts it on net. Carmen with the top of the puck. Oh, big save there by the goalie. .508 here in the first. Hawks up by 5. Tater Dumpty at the dot. Tater gets it, comes back towards Demi. Demi puts it off of Tater. Philly grabs the rebound, gets it up towards Greta. Greta off the far side boards. Philly grabs it. Goes down low to the goal line with it. Gets tripped. Up the near side wall. Demi keeps it down low. Goes through the slot, taken up by the Sabres. Comes up the far side. Grabbed in by Greta, center ice. Gets a pass over here to Brookie. Brookie one times it over to Tater. Tater top of the circle, drops it for Philly. Picked up by Brookie. Brookie puts a shot on net. Goalie catches it. .435 here in the first. Brownie comes to the dot with Mango and Jess. Mango grabs the puck, gets it back towards Jess, or towards Alexa. Jess trying to send it through traffic, tipped away by the Sabres. Puck goes all the way out and down. I got a referee's arm up. No icing being called. Sabres, or Liv gets there first. Alexa sends it up towards Mango. Mango tips it over. Brownie grabs it just in front of the blue line. Pushes it around one. Brownie with it on the far side. Delivers it over towards Alexa. Alexa puts it down low. Kick save over the near side corner. Alexa follows it up. Puts it back behind the net for Jess. Jess goes over to the far side corner. Brownie tapping it around, picked up by Jess. Jess shovels it backhand. And I believe Mango got it in the back of the net. Gia at the dot. Sabres win this one back to their blue line. Bus putting some pressure. Picks the puck up, walks it in, takes a shot. Goalie's able to block it. Referee inadvertent whistle there. Gio walks it back to the dot. Got Bus on the near side, Caden over to the far side. Sabres grab it up the near side wall. Bus puts some pressure. Grabbed up by Gia. Goes down low with it. Gives it over to Bus. Bus fighting off a couple of Sabres. Comes around with it. Gets it over to the Joss on the far side. Back to Brownie with the one-timer. Dusted it off just a little bit too much. Sabres got in the way. Picked up by Gia. Over towards Joss. Joss carries it down low in the corner. Joss looking for somebody. Gets it towards Gia. Gia back to Joss. Joss trying to put it through the middle. Comes all the way back out to Carmen. Carmen puts it back down into the corner. Ends up coming into center ice all the way down. No icing's going to be called. Picked up by Joss behind the goal line. Joss battling, puts it up towards Caden. Caden tips it up to the blue line. Sabres are able to keep it in the zone for a split second. Bus battling, puts it through center ice, picks the puck back up. Stops, turns around, serves it up towards Maddie. Maddie takes a shot just over the top of the net. Picked up by Maddie. In the near side corner, spins around. Back behind the net. Got Sizzle with the puck, drops it for Alexa. Alexa tries to jam one in, and she does. Got Maddie at the dot, Demi on the near side, Sizzle on the far side. Puck ends up going over to the far side wall. Stop by Sizzle, puck's there on the far side wall. Maddie trying to get there. Ends up tipping it up along the boards. Across the blue line. Sabres get there first. Kept in there by Sizzle. Gets it over to Maddie. Maddie puts it all the way across. Comes off the near side wall. Picked up by the Sabres. Alexa grabs it. Puts it down low. Goes across the bow and over to the far side wall. Stopped by Greta. Greta picks it up. Dices and slices around one. Spins around. Gives it end up back to Sizzle. Sizzle got tied up. Tater Dumpty comes in. Grabs the puck. Trying to go through traffic. Picked up by Sizzle. Puts it across the bow and over to the near side wall. Alexa grabs it at the point. Puts it down off the far side. And back up the far side wall. Stopped up by Greta. Tater goes into the corner. Picks the puck up. Shovels it up. Bus off the top bar and bouncing out. Philly with the puck. Keeps it in at the blue line. Sends it into the near side corner. Alexa walks the line. Carries it through the slot. Puts it down low. Going through traffic. Goalie's able to reach down, cover it up. 36 seconds left here in the first period. We got Tater Dumpty coming to the dot with Philly Bus. Bus up the near side wall, trying to get it back towards Carmen. Carmen sends a pass over towards the other wall, picked up by Liv. Liv carries it up, drops it in. Sabres stop it at the top of the circle, picked up by Philly. Philly walking it in, drops it over to Bus on the near side, back behind the net. Drops it in the corner for Philly. Philly trying to hit Tater, but taken away by the Sabres. Back behind the net and into the far side corner. Liv stops it on the far side wall. Pass goes off a couple of boots, picked up by Philly. Gets it over towards Carmen. Carmen waits, and that is the end of your first period. Hawks up 7-0. All right, coming back. Second period action. 17 minutes on the clock. Pushed up forward across the blue line was Brookie. Sabres grab it. Come up the near side wall. Couldn't get it around Josh. Josh trying to hand it off towards Jess, but decides to carry it up herself. Josh takes the shot, goes off a boot. Jess trying to get the shot off. Jocelyn grabs it. Back behind the net. Drops it for Carmen. Carmen walks it in, takes the shot. Got Brownie at the dot with Jess on the near side, Brookie on the far side. Brownie goes down into the corner. Gets it over towards Brookie. Brookie battling. Brownie tapping it around. Comes up through the slot. Grabbed up by Jess. Jess sends it all the way over to the far side wall. Grabbed up by the Sabres. Alexa seals the wall, and that drops it back into the corner. Back behind the net, up the near side wall. Liv's going to pick that one off. Comes up to the blue line where Jess keeps it in. Sends it over towards Brookie. Brookie drops it for Alexa. Alexa puts it off the stick. Ends up going over to the far side hash marks. Grabbed up by Brookie. Brookie back behind the net. Looking for somebody. Takes a shot, goes across the bow and up the far side wall. Gia grabs the rebound. Comes back behind the net. Up the near side wall. Stops, turns around at the hash marks. Centering pass gets broken up. Sends over to the far side wall. Grabbed up by Alexa. Alexa keeps it. Drops it down for Mango. Mango trying to walk it in. Tips it off of a stick and goes into the corner with it. Up towards Alexa. Kick saves it to herself. Walks it in. Takes a shot. Backhands it just over the top of the net. Sabres pushing it through the middle, grabbed up by Liv. Liv sends it off a boot, ends up going over to the far side wall. Mango battling for it. Gia trying to poke it away, ends up coming back to Alexa. Alexa sends it over to Liv on the near side. Liv serves it up towards Caden. Caden walks it across the blue line, going through the slot. Forehand, backhand, off the top left bar. Puck ends up going through the middle, grabbed up by Liv. Liv waits for everybody to come on side, puts it down low, ends up going into the near side corner. Sabres send it all the way around, stopped by Demi, tipping it down through the circle, tipped away. Sizzle gets it over towards Carmen. Carmen up towards Demi. Demi carries it in, drops it at the top of the circle for Sizzle. She lost the handle of it. Puck ends up coming through middle, grabbed up by the Sabres player that just came on. Battle in the near side corner. Kicked away there by Maddie. Grabs the puck. Comes up the far side wall to Demi. Demi serves it up towards Sizzle. Sizzle comes through center ice. Offsides being called on Demi. $13.59. Tater Duffy coming to the dot. Batted up in the air, crossing the blue line, grabbed up by Tater. Tater takes a big fall, ends up sliding past the puck. Sabres come rushing through center, push it up to the blue line, taken away there by Philly. Bounces it off the wall towards Tater. Tater carries it down, ends up going back behind the net. Oh, centering pass. The bus was just off the mark. Ends up coming up the far side wall, grabbed up by Joss. Joss is going to go through, carry it across the blue line, stop, pull up, top of the slot, puts a shot, gets tipped, goes over to the far side corner, grabbed up by Tater. Tater trying to shovel it over towards Alexa, changes her mind, changes it back, gets it to Philly at the top of the circle, off the post, up the near side wall, kicked into center ice, grabbed up by Jocelyn. Over towards Alexa. Alexa hits Bus at the blue line. Bus comes walking through, drops it for Tater. Tater rifles a shot. Loose puck in front. Ends up going over to the far side wall, grabbed up by Alexa. Their shot couldn't get through traffic. Philly touches that one. It's going to come back into the Hawk zone. Luke stops it, gives it over to Jocelyn. Jocelyn comes up the near side wall for Philly. Philly carries it across the blue line. Goes to the top of the slot, kicked away over to Brookie. Brookie drops it back down to Philly. Philly sends it up the wall towards Greta. Greta carries it down low. Hawks going for a line change. Greta's going to carry it all the way around. Stop, pulls up, puts it in front of the net. Brookie trying to tap it around. But goalie's able to catch it in the glove. Brownie makes her way to the dot. Jess trying to poke it away, ends up coming up the near side wall. Jess goes into the corner, grabs the puck, shoveled it around a couple, picks the puck back up off a poke check. Down low to Brookie. Brookie trying to get that wraparound. Jess in the slot, puts it down low. Kicked over to the far side, grabbed up by Brookie. Brookie serves that up to Brownie. Jess's shot goes just a bit wide. Up the near side, Greta taps that one away. Carrying it down low. A lot of movement through the center there. Ends up going over the near side corner, picked up by Jess. Jess puts it up to the top of the circle. Sabres bounce it off the wall and out. No icing being called. Carmen's going to come all the way back, pick it up. Trying to serve up a pass, but broken up by the Sabres. Sabres put a shot across the bow and ends up coming up the near side wall. Grabbed at the hash marks by the Sabres, pushed back down low. Brownie sends it up Jess's direction. Bounces off a stick, and that will be an icing. Coming all the way back for a defensive zone draw here. Got 11:06 on the clock in the second period. Got Gia, Caden, Liv, Demi, and Mango. Caden trying to go through traffic, tipped off of her stick. Liv's going to pick the puck up, come all the way through center ice, bounce it off the wall, grab it, and drop it for Caden. Caden walking it in, takes the shot, goes off the goalie's helmet, picked back up by Mango. Mango comes up to the top of the slot, takes the shot, gets tipped, goes off the glass. Liv taps it back down to Mango. Grabbed up by Gia, trying to serve it up, taken away by the Sabres. Mango with the puck underneath the goal line. Looking for somebody to pass it off to. Centers it up towards Gia. Gia backhands it in on net. Caden swatting at it. Stopped by the goalie. Kendall where to go, but the Sabres pull it back. Bounce it around over to the far side wall. Stopped at the hash marks by Alexa. Puts it down behind the goal line. Picked up by Maddie. Maddie looking for somebody to pass it off to. Carries it up the near side wall. Drops it down. Sabres grab it. Kept in the zone by Maddie. Picked up by Kendall. Goes off the near side post into the corner. Kendall drops it for Joss. Joss carries it down on the goal line. Comes all the way around, gives it to Alexa. Alexa goes back behind the net. The wrap in. Picked up by Jocelyn at the top of the circle. She's spinning it around. Centers it up. Just off. Bouncing puck over towards Maddie. A little difficult to get that one-timer off on that one. Sabres bouncing into the corner. Picked up by Jocelyn. Jocelyn back behind the net. Centering it up. Kendall was trying to get a handle on it. Picked off by the Sabres. Sabres cross the blue line. Put a knuckler across the bow and ended up coming into the near side corner. Jocelyn shovels it over towards Alexa. Alexa gets it towards Kendall. Kendall taps it to Maddie at center ice. Sabres take it away. Alexa with a pure force and just puts it back behind the net. Goes into the corner. Sabres coming up the near side wall. Josh keeps it at the blue line. Boss picks up the puck. Dishes it over towards Philly. Philly walks it in, takes a shot, goes a little bit wide and off the glass. Sabres grab the rebound, come up the near side wall. Bounced in down low behind the goal line. Picked up by Carmen. Carmen trying to shovel this one up, gets it up to the point. Carmen blows the tire, falls down on those far side hash marks. Bus gets it up towards Tater. Tapped back. Bus ends up getting a shot on net there. Goes over the far side hash marks. Tater picking the puck back up, walking it in. Puts it just over the net. Up the near side wall. Sabres on the rush. Put it back behind the net. Bounces it over to the far side dot. Bus with the puck. Trying to get a pass up towards Philly. Tipped away by the Sabres. Sabres grab it. Kick saved by Luch over the near side corner. Grabbed up by Greta over to the far side hash mark. Sabres grab this one. Top of the circle. Tipped away by Bus. Philly tips it. Tater goes through center ice. Philly drops that one in. Sabres send it out. Got a delayed offsides. Nope, not delayed anymore. Not when you cross the blue line. Brownie in the top with Ricky and Jess. Brownie pushing it forward. Sabres tap it up to the blue line. Kick it over to the far side wall. Good back check there by Brookie. Demi swats it up towards Brookie. Brookie carries it back in through center ice. Has Jess coming along the near side, going through the slot. Brookie with the shot, covered up, and it's in the back of the net. Brownie at the dot. Comes over towards Jess, swatted away by the Sabres, back down to the top of the circle where Alexa's going to get it. Send it all the way over to the far side. Demi with the puck. Sends it up to Brookie. Brookie goes between the legs towards Brownie. Brownie lets it go. Alexa picks it up off the pass from Brookie. Alexa carries it down low behind the goal line. Back behind the net, over to the far side. Got a lot of traffic. Ends up dropping it for Brookie. Brookie picks it back up. Sabres cover it up. Stop it at 6:19. Got Gia at the dot. Mango, Caden, I'm sorry. These K names are still messing me up, and we're coming into state playoffs. Puck comes along the near side boards, tipped away by Jocelyn, picked up by Mango. Mango crosses the blue line, walks it in through the slot, dishes it up towards Caden. Ends up going over to the far side. Caden goes back behind the net, stops it. Serves it up towards Mango. Up the near side, Jocelyn battling for it. Keeps it in the zone. Goes around one player, and Gia picks it up on the far side. Gia's pass gets blocked by the Sabres. Puck ends up coming back into center ice. Jocelyn was right there. Sent it in. No icing being called. Carmen swings around past the puck, gets it over to the far side wall, picked up by Maddie. Maddie's going to go back behind Luch. Build up some speed, dust it off around a couple. Carry it up through center ice, dishes it up towards Kendall at the blue line. Kendall taps it in, Scissor grabs it off the near side wall. Sends it in the far side corner. Maddie battling for it. Trying to drop it for Liv, but taken away. Ends up coming over to the near side corner. Bounce back up towards Carmen. Carmen carries it down low. Turns her back around, gives it to Sizzle. Sizzle taps it back into the corner. Maddie's going to pick it up. Puts it through the middle. Sabres swat it away. Come in through center ice, tipped away by Kendall. Sabres cross the blue line with it. Liv puts her into the corner, or into the wall, dishes it up towards Kendall. Kendall tips it up to the blue line. Pushing it forward. Goes into the corner. Back behind the net. Still with the puck. Leaves it for Tater. Tater stops, pirouettes. Back behind the goal line, centering it up. Grabbed up by Liv. Liv drops it for Greta. Greta down towards Philly. Philly dusts it off, sends it over to Bus. Bus back over to Philly on the far side hash. Philly drops it to Liv at the point. Takes the shot. Goalie catches it in the midsection. .346 here to go.
Come with me now. Come with me now.
Tater at the dot. Bus grabs it, goes back behind the goal line, serving it up towards Tater. Goalie reaches down, covers it up again. Stopping the clock at 3:38. Good news is we'll have a running clock for the third period. Tater at the dot. Sabres gain control, send it up the far side wall. Tater smacks it into the corner. Bus stops it. Lost sight of the puck there. Demi puts it on net. Kicked away by the Sabres, ends up going up the far side wall. Demi flips it back down towards Tater. Tater in the corner. Shoveling and trying to get it past the referee. Bounces up the near side wall. Bus pirouettes and puts it into the corner. Sabres send it up the far side wall. Grabbed up by Demi. Demi's pass comes over towards Bus. Bus tapping it up and around. Finally gains control. Sends it up the far side wall. Demi's going to keep it in. Drops it to Tater. Got it over to Philly. Philly drops it for Carmen. Carmen behind the net. Top of the circle. Picked up by Philly. Philly takes a shot. Goes off the glass. Up the near side boards. Battle in the corner with Bus, Carmen, and Philly coming out with the puck. Puts it through the middle for Brownie. It gets tapped around. Philly puts it over to the far side wall, picked up by Brookie. Brookie back behind the net. Centers one off of Brookie's feet, or Brownie's feet. Sabres send this one off of Carmen and all the way down. Luke stops it at the goal line. Serves it up for Alexa. Sabres almost got a goal there. Pushed up to Jess at the blue line. Jess comes in, gives it over to Rookie and gets the there we go. Got 1:49 left here in the period. We will have a running clock for the third. Comes up to the blue line. Jocelyn's pass towards Brookie, a little bit off the mark. Sabres grab it. Bounced it off the wall, kept in by Jess. Jess carries it into the hash marks. Jocelyn swoops in, picks it up, carries it down into the corner. Taken away and up the near side boards. Brownie tips it down low towards Jess. Jess circles around a couple, backhands it in on net. Gets kicked over to the far side hash mark, stopped by Alexa. Alexa goes off a boot and up to the top of the slot. Pushed into the near side corner, grabbed up by Brookie. Brookie spins around, sends it over to Alexa. Alexa comes walking in, takes a shot, couldn't quite get it through traffic. Sabres push it over the near side wall. Joss is going to keep it in. Joss sends it back behind the net. Hawks going for a line change. Mingo comes on, grabs it at the far side hash mark, sends it off the referee. Gia trying to kick it to herself. Gia picks it up. Mango swoops in, grabs up that loose puck, gets it over to Alexa. Alexa gets it down towards Gia. Sabres push it up to the top of the circle. Alexa keeps it in the zone. Dusting it off around a couple. Ends up putting it into the corner, grabbed up by Caden. Bounces it up towards the blue line. Joss keeps it in, gets it back down to Mango. We're under 20 seconds to go here. Mango goes in front of the net. Puck ends up going back behind the net. Grabbed up by Liv. Top of the slot. Sabres send this one out and down. Not going to be an icing, but it will end the period.
Somebody say you should be. You don't even know. I can make your hands clap. I said I can make your hands clap. Somebody say this song is your pretending in the city. I got too many troubles. All these rappers got to lose in the trouble. And I can put them in the gym. I should do it though. I want your sexy girl, but you ain't no holding it girls. You don't even know. I can make your hands clap. I said I can make your hands clap. Every night when the stars come out, and I'm the only living soul around. Need to believe you can hold me down, 'cause I'm in need of something good right now. We could be screaming till the sun comes out, and when we wake, we be the only sound. Get on my feet and take it with the take crown. Make your hands clap. She's such a girl, you must be best on everything that I'm not the street, you need to get on your money, you might see but don't follow you, the free you will make you a tracks, can't let them make you break some rap, and I must be the right. You don't even know, I can make your hands clap. I said I can make your hands clap.
All right, we're coming back. Third period action. We got 17 minutes on the clock. We will have a running clock. Maddie, Kendall, and Sizzle. Liv and Greta. Push through the zone and carried across the blue line by Sizzle. Sizzle walking it in, takes the shot. Kicked up the far side wall, grabbed up by Liv. Liv bounces it down behind the goal line. Picked up by Sizzle. Sizzle comes over to the near side. Goes back down behind the goal line. Stops, changes direction in the corners, trying to center it up. High stick being called. Grabbed up by the Hawks. Got a high stick on Kendall. Coming all the way down. Got to get your steps in? Tater Dumpty at the top with Bus. Sabres doing a whole line change. Got Tater, Bus, and Philly. He ends up coming over to Liv. Liv goes back behind the net and over to the far side wall, just out of Philly's reach. Sabres drop that one in. Liv gets a pass over to Greta. Greta's going to carry it through center ice and send the pass over to Philly off the wall. Philly carries it down low. Trying to jam it in was Tater. Full lineup change here coming for the Hawks. Brownie makes her way to the top with Brookie, Jess, Jocelyn, and Carmen. Picked up by Brookie. Gets it over to Carmen. Carmen walks it in, takes the shot. Gets deflected over to the near side corner. Brookie with the puck, trying to center it up towards Jess. Jess puts it in on net, tipped away. Brownie picks it up. Back towards Carmen. Carmen blows the tire. Gets back up. Sabres setting this one down. Goes back behind the goal line, picked up by Jocelyn. Jocelyn stops, shovels it over towards Brookie on the near side wall. Brookie turns around, gets a pass up to Brownie, just off the marks. Just taps it into the zone. Brookie picks up the garbage at the point, carries it down low. In the back of the net. I think that might be a heady for Brooke. Gia at the dot. Mango swoops in, picks up the puck. Crosses the blue line. Gets it over towards Gia. Got tripped up over a stick. Demi sends it back down to Mango. Mango trying to center it up. Goes off his boot. All the way back towards Luch. Luch kicks it up towards Alexa. Alexa's going to carry it up the near side wall. Pass it off to Gia. Dusts it off around one and through center ice. Crosses the blue line back into the top of the slot. Try to get a shot off. Didn't have the whole handle of the puck there. Mango wraps it around, puts it in the back of the net. Maddie comes to the top. Sits on the far side, Kendall on the near side. Sabres push that back up to the blue line. Greta's going to grab it. Cross in through enemy territory. Carry it back behind the goal line. In the far side corner. Shovels it back towards Sizzle. Just out of the reach. Sabres cross the blue line with it. Greta puts her into the wall. Grabs the puck. Bounces it up towards Sizzle. Sizzle pushing it forward towards Maddie. Maddie's going to go through center. Keeps the distance. Pushes the puck over to the far side wall. Grabbed up by Greta. Greta trying to get a pass off, but Sabres block it away. Greta with a good back check there. Drops it into the Sabres zone. Back behind the net. Up the near side. Stopped at the blue line there by Jocelyn. Gets it up towards Mango. Mango turns around. Puts it just wide of the net and up the far side corner. Grabbed up by Caden. Gets it back to Jocelyn. Jocelyn puts a shot on net. Blocker saved by the goalie. We got 11:25 here to go in the third. Hawks up by a lot. Gia gets set at the dot. Tipped away by Caden. Gets it over to the far side. Sabres go off the glass and down. Alexa goes over and grabs it just before the goal line. Gets around traffic, pushes it up towards Caden. Caden carrying it up the far side wall. Gets past one, walking it in. Serves it up towards Mango. Shot goes off the post and up the far side wall. Goes into the corner with Tater trying to swing away at it. Ends up getting bounced around back into the Hawks zone. Grabbed up by Alexa. Alexa bounces it off the wall towards Mango. Out of her reach. Picked up by Caden. Caden carries it across the blue line. Shovels it up towards Tater. Tater regroups, gathers it up. Stick saved by the goalie. Ends up coming up the near side wall. Taken away by Tater. Tater sends it up the boards. Sabres retreat a little bit. Hawks going for a line change. Jocelyn with it in the far side corner. Philly picks the puck up on the far side hash marks, carries it up the wall.
Get in there! Move it!
Goes through some traffic. Comes across, trying to center it up. Blocked up by the Sabres, goes into the corner. Philly tips it, grabbed up by Boss, top of the circle. Takes the shot. Whoa! Philly got drilled over there. Boss keeping it in the zone. Sabres kick it away right at the blue line. Picked up by Carmen. Carmen trying to get a pass off, but got held up. Watch this pass over to Brownie. Gets tipped in through center ice. Brownie carries it across the blue line. Dropping it, and nobody was there. Stopped at the blue line by Brookie. Carrying it down low. Coming through the middle. Brownie puts it in on net. Goalie reaches down, covers it up. 8:40 on the clock, and it is running. Brownie at the dot. Gets it over towards Rookie. Tapped by Jess. Up to Greta. Greta carries it down the far side wall. Bounces over Brownie's stick. Comes back to the blue line. Demi's going to pick it up. Hits Jess. She dusts it off around one. Carries it in through the slot. Over to the far side dot. Takes the shot. Goalie's able to get the blocker up. Back up to Demi. Bouncing over her stick. Comes all the way back down. Demi back behind the net. Sends it up towards Jess. She dusts it off around one. Serves it up for Brookie. Brookie comes through. Into the corner. Back up to the point. Greta handles that one. Goes through the slot. Puts a shot on net. Maddie comes up to the dot. Got Kendall on the far side, Sizzle on the near side. Sizzle grabs a face-off. Drops it for Carmen. Carmen's going to walk that in. Her shot goes off a shin pad. Kick back into the hog zone. Joss is going to come back, pick it up. We are under 7 minutes to go here. So just past the halfway mark. Kendall taps it up the wall, swatted back in by the Sabres. Carmen's going to pick the puck up. Go through traffic. Slides it in, puts a shot on net. Got dragged down, no call. Referees aren't calling anything. Back in through center ice. Jocelyn sends it down deep. Hawks going for a change. Sabres back behind the net. Ends up coming up to the top of the circle. Grabbed up by Maddie. Maddie goes through the slot. Over to the far side circle. All the way around the horn. Bounces it up off the wall. Alexa coming in, tried to help out. Maddie with a still with it. Top of the circle, takes a shot. Ends up going into the corner. Sizzle sends it over to the near side. Kendall shovels it back towards Alexa. Alexa keeps it in the zone, puts it down on net. Tipped by Sizzle, goes a little bit wide. Sizzle back behind the net. Drops it for Alexa. Alexa stops, turns around. Trying to jam one home, but couldn't quite get it past the goalie. She reaches down, covers it up. 5:35 here to go. That wins this one back. Picked up by Mango. She puts it in the back of the net. Here at the dot with Mango and Caden. Comes back to the blue line. Mango at the dot, or blue. Caden with the puck, far side dot. Trying to serve it up. Was able to cover that one up. 4:15 here to go. Gia at the dot. Mango trying to pick it up. Carmen sends it in, or Gia sends it in through the slot. Caden shovels it just wide of the net. Serves it up towards Gia in the slot. Covers that one up. Tater Duffy at the dot. Wins that one over to the far side. Grabbed up by the Sabres. Sabres are going to go up the far side wall. Bouncing it around. Picked up by Carmen. Going to go back behind Luch. Stops, changes direction. Whoop. Sends it over toward Bus on the near side hash. Bus carries it up the wall. Her pass goes off of a player and back into the zone. Tater picks up the loose puck through center ice. Puts it on net. Kick over to the near side. Bus battling. Gets it over towards Philly. Philly serves it up towards Josh. Josh puts it in on net. Blocker save. Comes back up to the top of the circle. Kicked out of the zone. Carmen battling for it. Sabres push it into the Hawk zone. Philly tips it up to the blue line. Back behind the goal line. Picked up by Jocelyn. Over to Bus. Bus serves it up to Philly. Philly's going to go through center ice. Philly shovels it over to Bus. Bus trying to get a tap on it. Ends up coming over to the near side wall. Just around Alexa. But Alexa grabs it just inside the zone. Going to carry it back. We are at 2 minutes. Brownie with the puck. Serves it up towards Brookie. Jess with the puck. Down low to Brookie. Brookie centers it up. Ends up going up wide. Up to the far side wall. Lid keeps it in. Down behind the net. Tipped away there by Brownie. Picked up by Jess. Brownie with the puck. Sabres push it up. Kick it back behind the net. Grabbed up by Jess. Brookie trying to get out of the way. Brookie stops, changes direction, goes up the far side corner. Trying to bury it in the corner. Picked up by Brownie. Serves it through the middle. Tipped away. Alexa puts it off the back of the net. We're under a minute to go here. Brownie at the top. Rookie pushing it forward. Grabs it at the goal line. Brownie picking the puck up. Gets it to Jess. Jess takes a shot, goes over the top of the net. Greta gets it in the corner. Puts a shot on net. Sabres grab it top of the circle. Kicked away there by Greta. Capped in the zone. 20 seconds to go here. Rookie blocks this one. Sabres send it up to the blue line. Demi grabs it. Puts it down on net. Goalie kicks it around. Picked up by Brookie. Sabres send it out into center ice. That should do the game. Greta with the puck. And that's the end of your game. Your Hawks will advance on to the round robin tournament starting up the weekend of the 20th in Glenview. It's Frank, the announcer, signing off from between the blue lines. Until your next broadcast, hope you enjoyed the